So this happened about 3 years ago. I had just turned 15, and in Finland, turning 15 is a big thing since you could get a 50cc moped license, and these bikes are a big part of our culture. Long story short, I had recently gotten my license and was at a friend's house party. My friend comes from a wealthy family, and they own a huge plot of land that is mostly made up of forests and lakes. His house is in the middle of the land, and the forest almost fully surrounds it. Although I lived pretty far away, I insisted on going by myself in my brand new moped. My parents were obviously against it, but ultimately they caved in. The party lasted until 2 a.m. and I had to finally leave. Although their family is wealthy, the only road that connects the house to the main road is a badly kept and narrow paved road surrounded by forest. It would have been illuminated, but street lamps were broken and toppled down by the storms that had recently passed. I asked them why they didn't get it fixed, and they said they didn't want to waste so much money to repave it. It was completely dark, and the only thing illuminated the road was the one light on my moped. After around 10 minutes driving, I was 5 minutes away from the main road, and I caught something on the side of my eye. Some sort of creature came out of the forest and stopped in the middle of the road. I slammed on my brakes and luckily did not hit the creature. The stop was so quick I fell off the bike. When I got up, I was expecting to see a deer, but I was shocked to see a man that was in his 20s or 30s. We stared at each other for a while, and at that moment, I was the most scared that I've ever been in my life. As I inspected his frightened face, I noticed he was scared of me, maybe more than I was of him. He was short, skinny, pale, and his eyes were deep in his eye sockets. He was wearing a dirty hoodie and basketball shorts, despite it being below 5 degrees Celsius. He was shaking, jolting, and glaring to the place where he came from. I was about to say something when he looked at me, opened his mouth but said nothing. Seconds later, he backpedaled, closed his mouth, and bolted back into the forest without any source of light. My bike had a broken mask and damaged exhaust from the gruesome break before, but it was drivable. I quickly drove home and explained everything to my parents. Of course, they didn't believe me and thought I would broke my bike by being a jackass. I went to my room and turned on my TV to the news channel to see if recently a patient from a mental hospital had escaped nearby, but nothing was ever found. I never heard anything, and nothing was of this story. But this was definitely the scariest time and experience of my life.